Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm still figuring things out because, my system or the stuff that I use completely got fried and I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. But yeah. Today we got Kage the Don. This is when Neji gave Hinata them equal rights and lefts. I don't know about you guys, but in Naruto, this is one of the most impactful battles to me. And it was fun to finally see Hinata do something besides like hide. Like low key, I thought Hinata was the best ninja because she was she was hiding all the time. So I thought she was good. Her and Shino, they was always hiding incognito all throughout the village. It didn't matter what they were doing or who was around. They was always hiding. So I thought, oh, it's a ninja, ninja bait. As a kid, I was thinking it's a ninja based thing. So they gotta be good at hiding. So I thought it was just a weird thing. But I'm dumb. But yeah, Kage the Don, his channel will be linked in the description below. So go ahead and check him out. Yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let's get right into this thing.
Boom. The scene kicks off with all of our favorite Leaf Genin staring at the screen waiting for the next matchup to be revealed. Now, I am a very big believer in skill-based matchmaking. After all, it makes things much more entertaining.
Also, this is something that's been bothering me about Naruto. They did this whole tuning exams thing when they were like 12, 13, or whatever. Then they time skipped to when he was like 17 or whatever. What happened to the other, and then it just skips to him being an adult. What happened to the other classes of ninja? It skipped like Konohamaru's generation. It just skipped all of those and just went straight to Boruto. I want to know about the generations before Boruto and that came after or with Konohamaru's generation. I care about that. That's a huge like 10-15 year gap that we did not get that I wanted to have. And that's like one of my major problems with Boruto.
Nobody wants to see the Lakers versus a middle school team, me versus any of you in Naruto Storm 2, Rick Ross versus Diet. All these matchups are too one-sided. You know who's gonna win every time. So imagine everybody's dismay when the matchup is revealed and the two ninjas that get matched up against each other are none other than Hinata and Neji. Now, judging off the brief scouting report I have in front of me, there is not one lick of information on this paper that could give her the slightest chance of winning. You may as well call me Darvin Ham, cause I got nothing for you. Go hard on them boys. Salute. Shit, all I can offer you is my condolences. But
also, I know I pause a lot. I'm still getting into this. As of right now, OKC is up 3-2. Let me know in the comment section who you guys are betting on. I don't know. Hey, we'll see in 2 days if it's gonna be 4-2 or 3-3. I don't know, but it's looking pretty good for OKC right now. That's all I gotta say.
oddly enough, nobody in the stadium was as concerned as I was. In fact, you'd think this was a somewhat even matchup the way the third Hokage reacted. Talking about some
this should be an interesting match indeed.
Interesting for who? The cleanup crew that gotta scrape her guts off the wall? Nigga, you know this is gonna be a massacre. I'm telling you, something is wrong with this man. He's got a child abuse kink or something. No child shall prosper in his presence. Hinata, now already visualizing the brutal ass whooping Neji's about to give her, begins to stare at the ground looking prematurely defeated. So Neji, in a conceited yet honest way, tells Hinata about her parts. Hinata, Be so for real, you know I'm about to beat the pixie cut off of you. Just drop out while you can still walk. You're too nice. You have no bag and no confidence. Think about your life. You are a failure. You can never make it. Hinata tries to softly clap back, but Neji is not finished. He then goes on a tangent about destiny, mentioning the fact that people can't change. She's weak, he's strong. She's born into the main branch of the family, and he's born into the cotton picking branch. It is what it is. It's just the cards they've been dealt. So he tells her to run away once more, but she's still trying to muster up the courage to fight back. So Neji decides to show her a glimpse of how stinky this shit's about to get. And now he's staring her down with his Byakugan activated. This girl Hinata then begins to shake and gasp like she just witnessed one of Diddy's freak-offs in 4K. So Neji continues to cook her, hoping she finally breaks. But in the nick of time, Naruto cuts them off, screaming,
"That does it! Who gave you the right to tell her what she can or can't be? Go on, Hinata, show this guy he's wrong!"
And just like my will to live after popping 7 perks, Hinata's determination is quickly restored. And now she's got her Byakugan eyes activated, ready to get busy. They continue to stare at each other for a little bit longer while hitting the Derrick Henry stiff arm, until finally they both lunge at each other in hopes of landing the first blow. Hinata's first attempt gets blocked, then her next 3 get weaved, so Neji tries to retaliate with 3 of his own, but Hinata dodges those with even more sauce than Neji did. Now they're both parrying each other's attacks as elegantly as possible, but without even landing an actual blow yet. I cannot lie, Hinata is popping her shit. I must give credit where credit is due. You know what, maybe she should be in the kitchen. I don't know what she's cooking up, but my taste buds are intrigued. This unique display of hand-to-hand combat has everyone in the stadium curling their toes on the...
Would you look at this fraud? Would you look at this fraud right here? Look at this fraud. Growing up, there were so many, like, fan theories and stuff like that of like, oh, she has red eyes. Tobirama has red eyes. She could be a descendant, a non-attached descendant. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Bro, her whole thing was that she was good at genjutsu. She got traumatized by Itachi one time. She packed it up. She got Asuma's kid and packed herself up. Like, she was like, this ninja life ain't for me. I'm gonna have a kid and retire. I was like, bro, that is sad. She legit had 2 moments. And this is one of the moments that's about to come up. But she had 2 moments in this whole series. And she trashing Boruto. She just a housewife. Like, Shikamaru bought her a house or something. And she just chilling, doing nothing. I'm like, bro, you were supposedly one of the best genjutsu users that was non-Uchiha, non-anything else. And you just be like, okay, I'm gonna retire because, you know, I can't be with Itachi. It's an impressive feat to even get Itachi into a genjutsu, mind you. Bro, if I was at her skill level, I would be teaching everybody how to master genjutsu. The same way that Tsunade was teaching all the female ninjas how to heal. Wasted potential, fraud.
Stadium curling their toes on the edge of their seat. But if there's one thing I know, you can always count on Sakura to sour the moment. Because once the cameraman pans over to her and Naruto, my girl fixes her mouth to say,
They attacked the Chakra Network? These people are amazing.
These people? I don't know. The black man in me senses something off about this sentence. You people are always so good at sports. What? I know that's a compliment, but something is off. Like, it's not really. They finally separate from each other to each devise a new plan of attack. Neji looking very frustrated while Hinata looks like she just ran a marathon. They both decided to keep the break short though, because in the blink of an eye, they both are charging at each other with what looks to be very devastating blows. Niggas screeching across the ground sounded like he's drifting, grinding his teeth hard as hell, while Hinata's cocking back that palm like a LeBron tomahawk, putting her whole back into that mug. They both eventually back that palm like a LeBron tomahawk.
The best version of LeBron is on the Miami Heat. I don't care what anybody has to say. The best version of LeBron is when he was on the Miami Heat. I don't care. Y'all can say what you want.
Putting her whole back into that mug. They both eventually collide, and from the looks of it, both attacks seem to have connected straight to each other's heart. And now the whole crowd is waiting to see who's gonna drop first. And after a little bit more intense eye contact, a blood vessel in Hinata's heart pops, and she begins to cough up blood. Hinata, just as confused as everybody else by the effects of Neji's attack, decides to simply swat away his hand and give him a palm to the face. But Neji easily sidesteps that hoe and firmly pokes her in her arm. But it could not have been a regular poke, because they hit that move with the triple replay. And that is when I knew Hinata's chances of winning have been minimized to 0. It turns out Neji's been beating up her chakra points the whole time, which is crazy considering they're so hard to see due to their size and the added movement of combat. Neji then stiff arms the air out of Hinata's chest, and now she's on the ground panting like a dog while Neji talks that smack. But oddly enough, the quite often easily discouraged Hinata wasn't having any of that negativity today. So in a rebellious act of courage, she hits us with a little low-key twerk, then begins to stand back up and say,
I never go back on my word, because that too is my Nindo.
What?
My ninja.
You copied my whole fucking flow!
yeah, you thought you ate with that little Jason Tatum ass speech. Anything is possible! Nigga, get your own saying. Hinata then tries to gear up for round 2, but her heart suddenly tenses up like my bros every time I put something on their lives. And that was when Kakashi let us know that all of Neji's hits have officially stopped her chakra flow.
Kakashi, another fraud. Listen, at least Kakashi puts up a fight before he gets exposed. But that whole 1,000 jutsu bullshit, get him out of here. This month, throughout part 1 Naruto, he used like 6 jutsu. And then through the Shippuden, he used the same 6 jutsu, maybe 1 extra, and that's it. 1,000 jutsu, my ass. Use them 1,000 jutsu on Pain.
Essentially leaving her with nothing but her hands to stop him. Naruto, clearly empathizing with her underdog status, then begins to yell down at her with words of encouragement to keep her going. But this nigga must have forgot the show's called Naruto and not Hinata, so that underdog comeback voodoo magic is not gonna work this time. And Neji made sure that we knew that, because by the look on his face, you can tell that playtime's over. He's about to show her what these 12 years of slave hands really do. Neji is really a trench baby. You were fighting your sensei in your palace, I was fighting hunger pains. You punching pads and bags, nigga, I was punching bricks and trees. You may be the main branch at the top of the tree, but always remember the trunk at the bottom is the strongest. Hinata then charges back in with a fiery burst of energy, and now she's really making Neji dance. Keep the weave, parry, parry, block, parry, block, spinning back fist, weave into a leg sweep. Hinata's really trying to put on a show for her man. After a couple more blocks and weaves, Hinata even tries to hit Neji with a leg sweep of her own, but he swiftly dodges it. You can tell Hinata's starting to feel herself a little. Like, look at the footwork. She's out here playing Dance Dance Revolution on him. But Neji could tell her confidence was getting out of hand. Slowly watching her come out of the useless, confidence-lacking bum outline he has set out for her in his head. So to bring her back down to reality, he weaves one of her stiff arms, then gives her a destiny-enforced palm to her jaw, sending her sliding back. But to my astonishment, Hinata is still standing. She just won't quit. She got the heart of a lion. She just might actually win this fight. This man Neji really just full force stiff on her heart like she wasn't already coughing up blood a few minutes ago. That hit was so hard it had her doing the mannequin challenge. That girl is a...
One thing I will say about Hinata growing up watching Naruto, she had her and Shino had the cleanest hoodies. I know Shino had like a trench coat or whatever, but Hinata's the little fur ring at the bottom of her coat, and then the little strings, the little notches around her neck. That was cool to me. I don't care. She had that on. I ain't gonna care.
A real crowd pleaser. Face ass hit so hard it sent her into rigor mortis. Body stiff as hell. And
Damn.
peep the Andy's own Toy Story ass fall. The fall was so embarrassing that everyone in the stands thought she was finished. And rightfully so. Look, she's out here kissing the concrete. So to make sure she leaves here with her life, the proctor walks over to her body, ready to call the fight. But out of nowhere, this man Naruto screams out in protest. No!
Don't stop this match!
As if she's not already shaking hands with the Grim Reaper. But to everyone's surprise, this girl is still conscious. And not only that, she somehow manages to get back on her feet. This is real heart and determination right here. Sakura could never. Now she's standing up, looking like she's gotta take a tinkle, while also looking very unthreatening, talking about some.
I'm far from finished.
Then she starts talking smack for the first time in the match, saying that even though she's badly hurt, Neji's really the one suffering because he's always dwelling on being the lower branch. And I am 100% sure that that line caused more pain than any attack ever could have, because this man decided to not respond with any words, but instead full form sprint towards her while sounding like the Tasmanian devil. The rest of the Jonin could see that he was gonna 8 trigram 64 palm her straight to the Lord, so before he could get to her, they all rush in to stop him in the most aura-drenched fashion. Listen, I don't know if this counts as a pull-up, but this was too saucy to let slide. This man has 4 Jonin.
This is moment number 1 for Kurenai Sensei. This is the most, besides getting bodied by Itachi, this is the most she ever did. She grabbed, let me enhance, she grabbed Neji's arm. That is the most she's done in the series besides get bodied by Itachi. You can, and actually this is number 2. Number 3, she got Asuma's kid. Then this, and number 1 got bodied by Itachi. Bro, for those who don't know, Kakashi grabbed his other arm, guy in the back right here. She got the other arm. Hayate, I believe that's his name, the dude with the finger on his forehead. This dude was way colder than Kurenai Sensei. This dude he had a stalemate with the guy who was with a Baki. Baki is Gaara's sensei. If Kabuto and all them wasn't there, he would have still been the proctor. I'm just saying, he was cold like that. He had a hidden technique that no one could do. Well, one Cloud Ninja could do it, but whatever.
Restraining him right now, Neji really was the child prodigy of the league. But hold on though, Pete Kurenai trying to steal the show with her no-look arm grab pose.
Right.
Brother, what are you looking down at? There's nothing down there but streaks of Hinata's blood. They then try to talk some sense into Neji, but mid-speech, Hinata's heart gives out, and now she's going into cardiac arrest while having no pulse. So the medics scoop her up urgently, trying to save her life, which ultimately marked the end of this tragic beatdown. Overall, a very tear-jerking bout. You think that any opponent going up against a poor, sweet, innocent girl like Hinata would go easy on her, but unfortunately for her, Neji was happily willing to dish out them equal rights and equal lefts. She was also throwing them paws at the beginning of the fight, and getting up all those times cannot go unappreciated. So for her heart and determination alone, I'll give her an A. And last but not least, Neji gets an A+. As sinister and evil as this beatdown made him look, you cannot deny that this ninja is not one to play with.
I don't really wanna know. Shorty telling me her name. I don't really wanna know. Had to wake up, go to work. I ain't really wanna go. God be with me on my side. He be with me on the low.
But I know this video long as hell, but but no, shouts out to Don. Yeah, his channel and this video will be linked in the description below. I know I talk way too much in this one, but yeah, y'all just got to chill with me for like what, 25 minutes, I guess. But yeah, thanks for coming. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out my playlists, which should be like right here. My playlist is gonna be right here, or right here. It's gonna be floating at the end of the video. But yeah, check those playlists out. Check those videos out as well. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Comment down below who you think's gonna win the basketball game if you watch basketball. If not, comment down below what your favorite color is. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.